Okay, resistance training, bringing you another video. Today's video topic is a review on the Bryston 4B NRB amplifier. Okay, this is a 4B NRB dual mono. This is like two amplifiers in one chassis, and it is a Bryston. Now, there's not much talk about this particular model, the NRB. There's a few videos, but not really in depth. So I'm going to try to present my impressions of this amplifier and how it sounds and what I think about it. Okay, because obviously I own it and I've listened to it. This particular model was bought about 3.5, 4 years ago. I bought it from a place down in California, Hollywood, California, and it was shipped to me. This amplifier has been completely, it was bought from a audio video store, and it has been completely gone through by Bryston. Bryston has completely refurbished the whole amplifier at a cost of about $750, and this was 3 or 4 years ago. So let me give you the evolution of these amps. We had the 4B came back out in the early 80s. The regular 4B had the big square transformers. Then after the 4B came the 4B NRB, which is this amplifier. Then came the 4B ST after this one. Then the 4B SST, and then the 4B SST2, and then the 4B SST3, and then today's current model, the 4B3, or otherwise called the 4B cubed. All right, they each sound a little different, but the reason I wanted to particularly talk about this one, this is 250 watts per channel. The reason I wanted to talk particularly about the NRB is that this amplifier is a little bit more laid back than the newer versions. It's not as crispy, so to speak, or opened up. It's a little bit, oh, how would you say it? The top end is not as sparkly or as open and refined as the ST or the later models. And I like that. And it's not as quiet as the ST and the later models. This is a little bit higher noise floor, but I think that's what gives this thing its unique sound. It's mellow. It's got thunderous bass. This thing is a bass monster. I mean, this thing will peel the paint off your wall here. So it sounds incredible. It has a thunderous bass. It's very open, but yet at the same time, it's not ear bleeding. It's not like the first generation of this amp, the 4B. It's, how else would I describe this thing? It's, yeah, it's laid back, open, and very easy to listen to for long periods of time. I run this with La Scala speakers. La Scalas, as you know, 1980 La Scalas. La Scalas are very, very efficient speakers, and a La Scala will reveal anything wrong with the amplifier. I mean, if your amp is a bad amp, the La Scalas will reveal it immediately. Or if you've got bad music going into it, the La Scalas are a very revealing speaker. And so are the Bryston. The amps themselves are very neutral, and they will put, if you got bad recordings, you will hear a bad recording. Now, this particular amp has been completely refurbished by Bryston, and this is a beautiful, this thing is mint condition, as you can see. Let me turn it around for you. Here's the side view. There's the back. There's the back view there. There you go. And I like the binding post back here. A lot of people don't like the new binding post on the newer Brystons, but I like those old ones. They work very well. These things are about 44 pounds, and they're not as quiet. I have an ST in the rack. There's an ST, and I have a 3B NRB. And I love this amplifier. It just does everything so good. It's, I'm not a guy that likes super detail and very neutral. The new amp, the 4B squared, sounds incredible, but it just leaves you with that feeling. It's so clean. Sometimes when you get amplification that's so clean, it's almost like too sterile, so to speak. This has kind of a musicality to it. It has a, it has that melodic musicality to the sound. It just really brings out, everything is rounded. There's no sharp edges. If that's, I hope, the terminology. I mean, I know I'm using those types of flavory words, but that's the best way that I can convey to you how this thing sounds. It's rounded. It doesn't have sharp edges. It's melodic. It's euphoric sounding, and it's powerful. And it's just, you can, especially with the La Scalas, this thing does not run out on juice. This thing will blow you out of the room. And the bass is just incredible. The bass will peel paint off the wall. That's how strong the bass is on this thing. 250 watts per side, 500 dampening factor. And these things, they're not talked a lot about on the net, but that's why I did this review. I just wanted to get out there. If you find these, if you find one, remember, you have to have it redone to sound the way that I'm explaining. If you just buy one off the net, or buy an old one that hasn't been brought up to specifications, it's not gonna sound the way you would think it sounds. When these things came out of factory, they were incredible sounding amps. And this one is like factory new. Sounds incredible, and it just has, and they're built like tanks. 44 pounds, this thing will outlast me. This thing will, these things, you can leave them on 24/7 for years and years and years. There's a story at Bryston that one of the big guys over there went into a room, and a gentleman said to him, he said, "How long do you think these have been?" He was at a studio. They had all Bryston amps. He goes, "How long do you think these been on?" He goes, "I have no idea." He goes, 10 years or something like that, without a glitch. It's just been straight on for 10 years. So when it comes to these amps, they're phenomenal. And the only thing that I'm gonna down the new 4B squared is I don't like the belt buckle faceplate. I wish they would have kept this faceplate. I like the industrial look of just the handles and a flat face with the Bryston logo on the left-hand side. It just has a really unique industrial look to it. It's a metal, it's aluminum front. I'm not into glass faceplates. I love Macintosh, don't get me wrong, they look cool, but I'm just not into the glass faceplates. They can be broken, and you got the bulbs behind there, but you know, they're great amps. I have quite a bit of Macintosh. I've had it, sold it, love the sound also of Macintosh. So with that being said, I just wanted to do something different, let you guys get my point of view on this thing. Bryston, 4B NRB, one of the great amps from the 90s, early 90 era. All right, that's all I wanted to say. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll do some of these every now and then. I'll come out and do how Claudio hears it. Thanks for watching.